All right. All right. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Bison, aka Bison Trades, over on Twitter. On today's episode, we got a whole lot of bullish news, my guys. Oh my goodness. It is Bulls City. It is Bulls season. I don't care. This is some of the most bullish news I've seen in the space since I got in 2017. We now have a clear path towards a Bitcoin ETF. For the first time in forever, I can say this confidently. We beat the SEC. Gary G, you are not a G. You're a cuck, and I hate you. You lost. That sucks, dude. I swear, I just watched an episode of Suits about this, man. Gary G just lost so bad. Oh, it feels so good. On top of that, if it couldn't get more bullish than that, which is one of the most bullish things we could have asked for, Twitter has now obtained the license to do digital currency, which goes to show they could do exchange. Imagine being able to trade Bitcoin or anything like that literally on Twitter. That's insane, dude. I guess it's X now, right? You can also do digital payments through it. I think that X could literally be a global one-stop shop when it comes to Twitter, just life, right? So I'm super excited. Today, we have a ton of good news. Maybe not so much in the NFT space, but that's okay. But join with me, as always, my wonderful co-host, my brother in content, Mr. Door. Door, how we living?
Yo, dog, every day's a holiday, dog, and it's going great today, man. We got a whole bunch of bullish news, as you said, dude. I'm not a huge macroeconomist, economist, as you guys know, y'all, especially if you're a long-time viewer of this show. So I'm really looking forward to hear you and Joe's takes about everything that's happening today. And also, it's just it's like as much as good news as this is, I'm still like, a little bearish in the short term, just because if the ETF does come out, I've got a feeling they're going to be more price suppression, so all institutions can get in at a better value, and then it's going to fucking take off. But I'm sure we can get into that later. But yeah, man, happy to be here.
Yeah, we can definitely get into it. And then, of course, our other wonderful co-host who's rocking a doggo today, hey. Mr. JoeSol himself. Joe, how we living?
Que paso? Muy bien.
Hey. Joe, you speaking more Spanish than me, dog.
Good, Joe. Well, nice to see you. Goodness gracious. Okay, we are not doing a whole show in Spanish. I'm letting you know that right now. I don't have the bandwidth to do that. And I would just have to use Google Translator. So, nonetheless, welcome, Joe. Nice to see you around. I thought it might have been just one of us being here because I was running late. I ended up cutting some of my errands short that I had to get done for some of my closings. We're all here. We made it. Look at us go. We're crushing it. Okay, let's jump into the market overview today. If you want to follow along, you can go to sniper.xyz, head to that market overview tab underneath tools in that top right. We are looking at 2,084 buyers and 4,428 sellers. Not great. Been here, though. I mean, it's not good. It's not bad. Whatever. NFT land, just a little stale. I think we're kind of waiting for some stuff. Obviously, we'll talk about Migos and their performance today as well. Yeah. But just talking about what's going on in the NFT landscape, I think it's playing out just like we said. Really, the big caps are going to be the ones who are moving the market. And when you start seeing movement on those, then we can start seeing a little bit of bullishness return to the space. We are starting to see a little bit, right? Heist still holding steady. You also have Mad Lads coming back into the number one spot on 24-hour volume, as well as Claynosaurus. Claynosaurus had a nice run up, going from 25 to about 40, almost 40 sold. So could be seeing some nice things over there. The boys are cooking. I mean, if you haven't seen Cab's Twitter, they're clearly up to something, right? They're clearly up to something. They've always been up to something, but I think they've done a really good job of getting brand exposure in Web 2, not so much Web 3, but Web 2. We already know who Claynosaurus is if you're in the Solana space. But, we're starting to see some ideas come to life, some models being teased up on the timeline. It's a good day to be a Claynosaurus holder. I still hold on to I think 4 of them right now. I missed my chance for the dip. I was looking for under 30, but all my liquid was in Heist, which I'm still not upset about. So
as you shouldn't be.
We're good over there. Then going over to TXO, TIEXO.com, go over to that analytics tab over there. You can follow along with us. Tensor sitting at about a 50% market share. 48.9% of the market share is over on Tensor, sitting at about 20.5K Solana volume. Magic Eden sitting at about a 37.3% market share at 15.7K. Hades Swap doing Hades Swap things. Solana Art still sticking around somehow. Hyperspace back on here. Right? Okay, cool, I guess. Overall, sitting at about 42,000 Solana volume. Pretty good. Up 15% from yesterday. Guys, how are we feeling about the market right now? Let's go Door and then Joe.
Yeah, dog. NFT market wise, it's just like it's been rough, dog. Like these last several months have just been, there's been blips. When I say blips, I'm talking about little events of excitement in the market. We saw this around Tensorians. We saw this around Migos didn't have the best run up, but we saw that. I think Heist is a better example of this. But right after that, it's like sentiment quickly changes and goes back to bearishness. I don't know what catalyst is going to bring a couple month bull cycle back, but boy, do I miss it. Like it is on NFT side, it's kind of boring. On the crypto side, I'll let you guys handle that. But I did want to mention, are we going to talk about the little impact theory litigation from the SEC or whatnot? Because that's funny.
Yeah, we will. I'm sure we'll get into it in a second, but we'll talk about that. Look, I think cases could be made, and precedents could be set, and that could not be a very pretty thing to do. Before we get into Joe too, while we're talking about lawsuits and everything like that, you see, I don't really keep up with the Logan Paul, Dylan Danis, is it Danis or Danis or whatever his name is? I don't know. I don't keep up with the beef too much, but he was doubling down on his bet to Conor McGregor for $2 million now that he'll beat Dylan. Now I'm sitting here wondering, doesn't he owe 1.5 mil for the Crypto Zoo stuff? Because how you gonna double down on that, my guy? Like you got to pay those people back still. So he's been getting roasted for that. I thought that was silly. We're gonna see so much fallout from 2021 projects and stuff. It's gonna be a nightmare.
I think the SEC going after these other projects that are I guess more clearly defined is the way to do it. Like going after Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. I mentioned this months and months ago when they first filed the Bored Ape Yacht Club lawsuit. I'm like, good, go after the biggest NFT project out there. Bullish, that's fine. But now you're seeing them starting to shift their approach to go after projects that are, I guess, easier for them to charge.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to. I mean, you're gonna have to start winning the small guys before you keep going after people like Coinbase and Yuga. And I mean, you're not winning those right now. You could set some precedents, and then you got to win the smaller fights before you get to the title fight. So even if you're the SEC, you got to start setting precedent. I don't know who's their general counsel over there, but that should be law 101. I mean, I don't understand why they're choosing this approach. Whatever. I don't care. Let them keep losing money on this. It's just unfortunate it has to come at, taxpayer expense and everything like that. But Joe, over to you, my guy. How are we feeling about the market? I'm talking overall market, crypto market, NFTs, everything in between. Joe. No Joe? Joe going once? Joe going twice? Sold to Joe Rugging. Okay, cool. Great. I guess I will.
We haven't had this in a while, so it adds a little spice in, dog.
Yeah, it's definitely that hurricane coming. That's probably rugging him.
Oh yeah. Are you good over there, dog?
Yeah, I'm fine over here. I'm on the other side of Florida. By the time it gets to me, it'll just be a bad rain.
Yo. There we go.
Hi,
we're back
Joe.
in. Sorry,
Welcome.
man. My these AirPods, bro. I spent so much money on them. But what's happening? What was the question? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, how you feeling about the market? How you feeling about NFTs, crypto, everything in between?
I'm feeling good, like I have been. Spot positions, got money on the side, kind of waiting to see what the manipulation was going to be. I know they want to manipulate prior to either a denial, an extension, or an approval, you want to get it as low as possible, because then your big homies that are getting all this money can buy it at a good price, and you look like a god when you send it. I'm talking about like BlackRock, So a lot of these projects will, companies are going to purchase OTC anyway, so price action is kind of like skewed a bit, but I think we have a good possibility of down one more time before up. But I'm getting more and more bullish as more and more infrastructure and precedents are being set with law making around crypto. In general, it's bad for short-term price action, but very good for long-term price action. It allows big money to come in with parallels. They understand where to stay in their lane, and they understand how to import, export, output, input, all the extra bullshit. So for me, I'm very much happy about where the crypto market's going. NFT market, on the other hand, is very, to me, esoteric right now. It's still struggling to find like a true like use case, right? We've been through so many, and none of them is really stuck yet. Obviously, you have your outliers here and there. So I'm way more excited about the macro environment, stacking my big plays and token wise, than I am NFTs at the moment. But that's just my style at the end of the day.
Yeah, I 110% agree. I think that we should be focusing more on the assets themselves, SPLs, anything with more liquidity. I don't think this changes that thesis at all. In fact, I think it kind of makes me double down on it, because any NFT positions I'm in right now, I'm chilling in them. I'm not really looking to trade. I think this is why the number, it's kind of a bad one. It's kind of akin to like TVL over on DeFi, is this 24-hour traders. It's not a high velocity market right now. Right now, you should be taking positions on any conviction plays, right? For NFTs, but more so, I think more of my liquidity should be going over to tokens and everything like that. Like, I think it should be going to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and then, making my other small bets like HBAR, ABAX, maybe a little Phantom spread like sprinkled in there. But there's a lot of different tokens. And then, of course, a lot of my liquidity is also in Nana and Coco. I think that GameFi is still there to not be messed with. I think Crown is just another indication of it. I just got a notification that Fidelion, which a lot of people may not know too much about, but I got to talk to Riot for a little bit just about what they got cooking over there. I think they're targeting a great market in Southeast Asia. I think they are going to be another awesome game that's going to be slept on for a little bit until it's too late, and then you're not going to be able to take a position. I think games right now are the clear-cut winner for the future right now. Like, I think they are going to be the ones that lead us into the next era of a bull run for NFTs. That's my personal opinion, at least on Solana. Ethereum might be a little different. Ordinals might be different, way different. It just depends on the chain, right? So I don't know. I'm mega bullish. Also, I took a big position on Doge on this Twitter news, just, while we're talking about it. Yeah. Zygo saying Parallel as well. I'm a Parallel maxi. I think Parallel is going to cook.
Have you played it yet?
Yeah, I got to play a little bit, but I'm still waiting for Fitch to approve did he approve it yet? I haven't logged in today, so I don't know, but the man's supposed to give me beta access. So we'll see if he does or not. I told him to. He hasn't yet. So, but nonetheless, I think games are what's going to get us between now, the Bitcoin run up, because I think Bitcoin's going to run up first. I think Papa Bitcoin just always moves the market. I think other like meme coins like Doge will moon. I guarantee you, Doge is so primed up for moon. And this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. But if X has their love for Doge like they do, and then they're getting approved for payment or a virtual currency payments, exchange, a virtual currency, and everything in between, I think Doge is just like clear cut, obvious. This is an easy clap trade, and it's sitting at one of my supports right now. Like, to me, it's a no brainer. So I took a pretty hefty position in Doge. I'm not doing any leverage right now. Just like you guys are saying, I do think that there's going to be, between now and when the ETF is actually approved, there's going to be some sort of fuckery in the market.
Oh, yeah,
always is, right? So I'm sitting in spot. I'm accumulating in spot. I am not playing leverage yet until everybody's on board. The big boys get their entries, and everybody else is liquidated, and then they'll FOMO in later. Retail is just going to get slaughtered if this ETF gets approved, I think. But don't go in too early with leverage unless you are an absolute godsend trader. I mean, even Joe is telling you he's in spot right now. He's in spot. He's doing few and far between on the leverage plays. And this is coming from one of the best traders I know. So moral of the story is, I think we're prime, boys. I think we are so back. I think this is like, seriously, in my over 6 years of being in crypto, this is some of the most bullish news I've ever seen in my life. And we got back-to-back bullish news with Grayscale and Twitter. So talking a little bit about Grayscale, they did win their case against the SEC. SEC get wrecked. Holy cow, just absolutely taking L's on the chin.
Bison, could you, because even including myself, I forgot what Grayscale's case against the SEC was. Could you fill us in about that as well?
Yeah. So Grayscale officially won its lawsuit against the SEC today. Specifically, the U.S. Court of Appeals stated that the asset management firm be granted their petition for review while the commission's rejection was vacated. So basically saying like basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to convert their trust, the GBTC, as well as all the Grayscale assets. I'm sure will come after Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's going to be the first mover. It's the clear and obvious choice that it should be able to be an ETF. It should be treated like more like a commodity, more so than currency. I think personally, like it should be traded like gold, right? Like we talk about it being digital gold all the time and everything like that. Should be traded like a commodity. They basically won their appeal to have it reviewed to be an ETF instead of just a trust. So they're going to convert their GBTC over to ETF is what it sounds like. And then the SEC is basically vacating their rejection. So they're saying like, yeah, you can go ahead and get it reviewed or whatever. We'll see what pans out of that, but it's a much clearer road to getting approval for an ETF. So I think this is, again, just massive. Holy cow. This is the day I was waiting for.
So crypto adoption, in my perspective, like with Bitcoin becoming an ETF, extremely bullish for Bitcoin. Extremely bullish. Like that's how many years has it been since people have been trying to get a Bitcoin ETF? I think as early as 2012, I think, has been like the first push for it. And obviously got shut down every time. But like now is the only time where it's been like, yo, this thing is likely going to get approved. And when it does get approved, we're going to see so much institutional money flow into BTC, things going to take off. And I have a strong feeling that's going to trickle down to a lot of projects other cryptocurrencies, because once liquidity flows into Bitcoin, institutions will be more keen to look it's like, okay, Bitcoin's an ETF. What other coin or crypto has that potential to become an ETF in the future? Or even more so than that, what other blockchain can we utilize for whatever purpose we want? So I don't know when this Bitcoin ETF is going to get approved. I think they might slow roll it a little bit longer. I just can't help it, but I got a bad feeling that there's about to be some manipulation going on. So individuals in power get a significant better entry than what it's at now.
Yeah, at the same time, I mean, like Bitcoin's still at 26, 27,000 versus it's not at 70,000. So I guess that's good. But I wouldn't be shocked if we see like just absolute fuckery in this market and we just see it go back down to like 20K or so. And that's much more palatable for, institutional investors, like we say. But I don't know. I think this is big. And just getting the back-to-back with X obtaining the license required for virtual currency. This is big. I think this actually, so ETF allows for institutional money to get in. X, getting their license for this makes virtual currency the medium exchange kind of test going on. I think this is what helps pass it with a lot of different cryptocurrencies. It's big, dude. I just think this could be like a one-stop shop for your apps. Like imagine being able to click on a cash tag and going in and being able to buy it immediately. One, that's going to cause so much FOMO in this market. It's going to be dangerous for retail. Please be advised on any trade you make. But it's going to be able to be used for payments. Like you're going to be able to buy stuff on Twitter or X. I'm just gonna call it Twitter. You know what? I don't care, Yvonne. I don't care if you
Everybody
renamed it
knows
X.
Twitter.
It's Twitter, bro. X is so stupid.
Yes,
Such a
it's dumb.
stupid name. Well,
Yeah.
it still pops up as twitter.com when I go to log in. So until you change that, I don't care. You can put a vanity link in whenever I try to hyphenate something or whatever, but it's Twitter. I don't care what you say. I don't know, guys. I'm lost for words. I did not think this day was going to come on top of the fact that X got this license, Twitter got this license. I don't just making one or the other. I don't care. So that's good. This is all good news. Macro wise, we're just set up and primed and ready, and really we just have to watch out for, like, this clears everything regulation wise and trading wise and market wise, but on the macro sense, I still think that student loan payments are coming here in the next couple of months in October. Again, we're looking at 18 to 34-year-olds are the target market for cryptocurrency in general.
They ain't paying them loans.
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to try. I don't know what's going to happen with them, man. I don't know if, like,
man, they're not paying them, bro. I got friends that literally just don't pay them at all. I'm like, are you guys crazy or crazy? They're like, they're going to garnish it. They're going to get their money back one way or the other here. And it's going to be taxed and inflated to hell if you don't just pay it when you're supposed to. It just makes no sense, but yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I can finally interject. I've been trying to get my Wi-Fi. It's been bugging. I don't know if it's with the store coming, so I apologize. So, but dude, honestly, man, so with everybody calling for 19 to 21, like every single person I hear, I'm starting to change gears. And that's why I built some of spot positions in the tokens I wanted on this last dip. And when we didn't break that order block and we're kind of sitting at the same spot we were almost 330 days ago. And for a lot of the tokens, it's the same thing. If you look at the structure against BTC, I don't feel bad getting exposure where we were before this last little rip because I don't know. The consensus is always, most likely contrarian is how it's going to play out. So I hear most people I respect all calling for the same exact spot. And I mean, market makers aren't stupid. Algorithms aren't stupid. So I don't know if we front run it, if we get driven back down because of some type of fundamental news that comes out. But my macro position, not leverage, right? Just spot that I don't care about stuff I would either buy, bullshit with, coffees, that type of stuff, is going right into the tokens I want to build positions in. And I hope we do get another liquidity dip, right, to really test that gap, but there is a CME gap around 27.5. If we can close over 27.5, up and away to 32, 33, and we really start banging on that door. When you stomp on something or when you bang on something more than 3 or 4 times, it normally breaks, right, support or resistance. So we're in a very crucial spot for crypto in the mainstay, like actual projection wise, like. So I don't know. It's an exciting time. I hate to get people like I'm a perma bull, but I'm just excited if you don't need this money right away, and it's money that is doesn't really mean much to you if you were to lose it. That type of stuff can turn around in 2 to 3 years and be like, wow, I have a significant amount of money for my family or me now to start something up, and it was just coffee money before. So that's what I'm saying. Like, be bullish, but don't be stupid.
B, we can't hear you, dog.
I said, be bullish, not stupid. That's something I could probably get tattooed across my chest as a reminder for everybody. Probably even across my forehead. You guys still wouldn't listen, but yeah, be bullish, not stupid. My truer words couldn't have been spoken. Okay, cool. Well, macro looks good. Maybe not. Okay, crypto macro looks good. Macro, still, I'm still a little worried on multiple different fronts. But that's another talk for another day. Let's talk more about NFTs.
Sorry, dog. Your boy just found $25 in his pocket.
Let's go
from the wash machine.
Look, some good vibrations today.
Yeah, dog.
Good vibrations, baby.
$25 on the dot. Good for you, Dor. Well, lunch is on you. I appreciate it.
All day, man.
Let's talk a little bit about NFTs. Not a whole lot to talk about, but I definitely want to get into. We did have Migos mint last time we were talking. They were minting, held up pretty well at first. Had a nice dip down into like the 5s area, and are now going back up. So I don't know. I didn't end up buying any. So I still, you know, I was waiting for that dip, and then they did go up to like 7.5. This price action's weird to me. It's kind of reminiscent of Bodogos, and you could have got some better entries on Bodogos. I think that it will play out kind of like Bodogos. I don't think anything's going to be ready right now.
Yep.
In the immediate term.
Yep.
So I think you'll be able to get a better entry on these things in the future. I would rather buy Bodogos when comparing it to Migos at this certain price. Like if we're talking about IP and they're already further down the road and everything like that, I think I lean towards the Bodogos. It is nice to see. I mean, it's hovering right around the mint price. Depends on if you got it in Forge or if you bought with Sol. I don't know. It's the epitome of the market right now. Just very stagnant. Nothing, no massive gains or anything like that. No massive drawdowns either. I mean, it's hovering right around mint price. So hopefully you like the project if you bought in. If you didn't, that's okay. I think you still have plenty of time. But it just kind of shows the market we're in right now. I still think the big boys are going to be the ones who move the market. Mad Lads did have a nice little pump back up. We are seeing a lot more volume on it. Claynos sitting back around 40 SOL with royalties and everything like that. I think something's cooking over there. I keep getting notifications that my tacos are going up and my croissants and my everything in between. I think this is maybe not the best time to buy in because they pumped up a little bit, but maybe start looking at any underappreciated assets like Clay. You know, I haven't even checked the chart on Clay Makers, but if you start seeing any sort of disparity between them, go for that.
Yes.
Go for that.
Go for the asset in the ecosystem that hasn't pumped yet. There you go. Like those whips, buy freaking Clay, buy everything else that hasn't pumped yet.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I honestly, dude, if they were able to emulate some type of idle staking game, and even if they don't bring into their MMORPG right away, like, and they bring into like some real gamification, where we are right now in the market, where that being the magnet of liquidity with obviously the heist first, and then you see photo finish, like if they could even a simple UI UX, I think that would go boom. Even giving you some type of token that has no liquidity just for inside the marketplace gamification. I don't know if that's their plan, but dude, man, if they dropped anything like that, a trailer or any type of gameplay, I think, like Bison said, you would be front running some type of real catalyst, you know?
Yep. I think this is just one of those projects between them and Mad Lads, because Mad Lads still holding up. And let's be quite frank here, they haven't dropped anything except for staking within the XNFT and some merch, which I got to redeem that stuff, man. I think I still have one from there. And then I have one from when I went to Nashville. I think they gave me a QR code for it. But if they're holding up this well in this market and haven't really dropped much, you know, except teasers from Claynos and everything like that, these are projects that are going to sustain. And then once the bull market hits, they're going to drop all the stuff that they want to. And we're going to look stupid for not having more of them. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's just going to be how it plays out. Obviously, Heist doing Heist things, Photo Finish doing Photo Finish things. Nice to see them get the nice, just massive run up and sustain it too. I mean, the PFP collection is sitting pretty right now. The horsies looking nice. They were 27 last time I checked.
Yeah, still 27.
Yeah. So good for them. They were holding, they're at 27.13 with royalties and everything like that. I just like, how can you not be bullish on games right now? Orangutans, we just had a recruitment period, or going through our second recruitment period for the week. Still holding up nice. We're at 18.62. Like, we're going to hover. Here's what happens. And you guys want some alpha. I always see this happen, is that we go through our recruitment periods, right? Get our first one, get our second one. Things dip because we added 400 more, and people are just going to like floor it. And they're either going to buy more Coco or Nana, or maybe floor for a chimp, or build up for a gorilla, or just take profit. But we're seeing a lot of data show that people are just buying different assets or underappreciated assets or whatever they want, because you can in this ecosystem. Buy the dip. You just wait until Wednesday, and they usually go down, maybe even Thursday if you want to, and just buy the dip. And then boom, it goes back up to like 20, 21 or something over the weekend. And ta-da, you just set some collection bids, let people floor into those. You say thanks. And, you know, if you want to play the risky game, you go ahead and go into the recruitments if you want to. But this is, it's clockwork at this point. We'll see if we break our 20 SOL resistance. Like we hover around there more than I can count. What's the chimp? Yeah, chimps are at 19.67. we hover right around that 2021 mark, and we go down to 18, and then you just rinse and repeat. We're pretty much stuck in that range. So the nice thing is, though, is that we have tokens, and tokens have been doing really well while Sol's performing well. So
very well, dude. And I have most of my liquidity in Nana and Coco because what I've realized is Nana now is trading perpetually with Sol when it's either going down or sideways, and then exponentially against Sol when Sol's going up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty much trading with the downside of Sol.
Yep.
But with a leverage upside of Sol.
Yes.
And I know that
exactly.
sounds so ridiculous, but the reward is better on Nana right now. And it's solely because there's no more emissions on it. You know what I mean? Like there's never going to be enough Nana.
That's the biggest thing. It's like you lock an LP up with that. Like, there is no emissions. The only sell pressure is people going, you know what? I don't want to hold anymore. Or I don't believe in, the long-term vision of the game. Like, there's only a few cons to not holding it, right? But there's a very many ways of positive for holding it. So that scale is tipping towards, holding for me, which in a paradigm setting with the initial burning and then the more burning to come, continued utility, especially with like so much speculation to be had about the new Rumps place, tier 4 and above, like how you unlock. There's so many plays you can speculate right now. So yeah, it's very fun, to be honest.
Yeah, once you guys put it in that perspective, I do like right now, like Nana's probably one of the safest token trades that you can have, in my opinion. As you said, there's nothing being admitted. There's not any more coming into the supply. So the only fear that you have is some whale coming in, I don't want Nana anymore, and then the price going down. But at the same time, as you just mentioned, Joe, like there's so many sinks coming up for Nana that this thing can absolutely tear, dude. I'm probably going to pick up $1,000 or so of Nana here pretty soon.
Yeah, and with the ranges, the LPs becoming very incentivized. So you have people that are adding liquidity now because they don't want to sell it, and they know the price go up, but let's make and cook some gains in the meanwhile. So like everything's combining to make this token legit. So it's a safe, high risk bet, right? It's a high risk bet, but it's safe amongst the high risk, low market cap SPLs.
Yep.
Agree, dog. Well
so
said.
We got a question in the chat from Stefan asking, what's a realistic Coco price prediction? I'm not going to give you price predictions because I think that's just goofy, and your risk is not my risk.
Dog. Easy.
So yeah, you say $10 Coco?
$10 Coco, dog.
And Coco goes to $10, then I'm rich. We don't need to be on here anymore. I'll see you guys later. It was nice knowing you, but yeah, I'm so out if that happens. No, can't give price prediction, but just the one thing I'll say about Coco is that people are like gonna need it throughout the season. And just warrant caution with it. I would rather have Nana right now. And so what I would say is that if you have any excess Coco, like switch it over to Nana or do what Joe and I are doing. And I hate to give this alpha because I want to be one of the few liquidity pools in here, but just set up a Coco Nana liquidity vault and you're good. You get trading swap fees. I'm getting right now it's sitting at 275% APY, and I'm making money off of any upward movements on either of the tokens, and it's pretty much auto balancing for me. It's a beautiful thing to have, and I don't have to worry about trading it 24/7. It's beautiful. So yeah, I don't know. I think having a nice bag of each is always prudent. I have my strategy with Coco and what I want to do with it. Any excess is pretty much just going into the vault so I can accumulate trading fees on it and some sort of APY. So yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing. I can't give price predictions. That would be financial advice, and I'm not doing that. But, I would just say that I think Nana is more undervalued than Coco is right now. And I think Coco's pretty appropriately priced. I mean, it feels good. It's trading in a tight range, and I think that's A-okay. So you're going to see more utility, I think, come out for Nana over the course of the season than you'll expect for Coco. Not everything's out for Coco yet. You'll still have more use cases coming up for it and more sinks, but Nana just has a lot more, like, it's not being emitted, and there's going to be more use cases as season 2 progresses. So dude,
it's like, like you said, it's like we're not giving price predictions, but knowing you guys is like a 2x from this point is not outrageous.
Well, I stopped putting rationality behind where I think things can go because the market's just shown that nothing should be rational at all.
Good point. Good point.
You know, but I just see game tokens doing really well. Crown's another one that is performing very well in terms of, you know, its relation and correlation with Sol and outperforming it, you know, for a certain period of time. But I just think games are going to be what captures a lot of people's attention, at least between now and when the actual NFT bull market starts, which could be a year. It could be 2 years. I don't know when it's going to come back, but I do know that crypto is going to be prime first, and then it goes into DeFi, and then, you know, it'd probably trickle into NFTs. I think once we get to a solid plateau and we start seeing a lot more interest back in Sol, NFTs are going to be the last thing to move, personally. But when they move, they're going to nuke. I mean, just like absolutely like blow your minds. It's going to be insane, but it's going to be a while until we get there. And there's going to be indicators between now and then between underlying asset. So Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all moving first. Then we're going to start seeing it trickle into the next liquidity. Well, where's the most liquidity? It's going to be in DeFi, right? So Ethereum DeFi, Arbitrum, Optimism, and Solana. Solana DeFi, I think, is the most undervalued out of all of them. That's where I'm hedging my bets, putting my bets, everything in between. But what do you have exposure to in the NFT that's also DeFi? It's a token, you know, SPL token. So I think SPL tokens are just that, like, I would rather stay liquid in these SPL tokens, knowing that they're going to have a use case and everything, than try to play NFTs right now. It's more liquid. I can get out of positions way easier if I want to. I can't with NFTs. Like I'm going to take a hit, you know, even if it's 5%, you know, the spread between where you bought it and where your instant bid would be filled, or your collection bid would be filled. It's enough of a haircut that you accumulate that over time. Nobody wants to take a 5% haircut. You ask any institutional manager, they'll be like, no, heck no, I don't want to do that, you know? So I don't know. I just think I'm more interested in big name tokens right now. Then I have a lot more position in Solana DeFi. And then my NFT positions, I'm not taking any right now. I'm taking literally zero. I have not traded an NFT in ages, except for buying more Heist. You know, that's it. That's all I do. So I need to get into Photo Finish at some time. Guys, we should start a RareFUD stables. That's all I'm saying. Start RareFUD stables.
Is that like some Photo Finish, like part of the game?
Yeah. Have you not heard of D stables before?
No.
Those boys cooked over there. Sorcerer, Aaron over there. That boy has like $500,000 in assets under management with D stables. I mean, he got him in. He was trolling Frank because Frank trolled him for the longest time, saying, I don't think this is going to work out, and basically holding firm to that. And then all of a sudden, we're now seeing everything run up, and Aaron's doing his victory lap. So I don't know. I do think that, look, Photo Finish literally had a booth at Kentucky Derby. Like their simulator is used at Kentucky Derby. They're going to get other partnerships with other racetracks. And there's talks of them having like a base link, you know, are they going to be traded on base, the L2 that Coinbase has on Ethereum, you know, like these are all catalysts that are coming up that you're like, well, shit, you know, I can see this moving up 10 times. So I don't know. I just think games right now are all that occupy my mind. If I'm taking any positions right now, it's on Parallel, it's on Photo Finish, it's on Heist, it's on Fidelian. You might be able to get some Reavers sympathy pump whenever they do drop, but that's about it. Okay, I went on enough of a game rant. The last bit of news I do want to drop real quick is Gcon. They released their art upgrade. If you guys do have any Gcon, they are in artifacts. You will have to pay retroactive royalties on them. So if you haven't done that yet, you know, do that. But if not, you can always just sell the artifact. They revealed, and I will tell you right now that if they were a higher floor price, I think they would be much more appreciated. Like infinitely more appreciated. I think this is really good art. I think it's really good human art. I kind of made a post today talking about, well, you know, the one thing, my only grievance against them is that there's very little expression in the face, the mouth area. And that's just a design choice. That's on them. And, you know, again, I didn't get to play around with all the iterations. Maybe, you know, our way wouldn't work for their way. But what we decided to do with Heist is we decided to tie in if they do have a mouth trait, so let's say a cigarette coming out or a pipe or something in between, a toothpick, whatever it looks like, that's tied to a mouth expression. And so what it allows you to do is have a range of expressions depending on what the mouthpiece looked like. And then also, if they didn't have a mouthpiece, you can literally just, change it into like a grunt or a snarl or, playing too cool for school or something. Just not a whole lot of range in the mouth area. I think that's my one gripe against them. My only gripe. Everything else, color palette looks good. The floors look good. They look clean. I love the tritone that they decided to use for skin tones and everything in between. I love the shading style they decided to use. I think this is really good art, and it's going to be slept on just because of when they launch. And I wish it was in a bull market. I think these would actually look really good otherwise. But yeah, just the mouth area. If they had more range of expression in the mouth area, it would be a 10 out of 10 for me. So
yeah, man. The overall art looks good, man. Like you said, there's a lack of range in the mouth, but overall, like I said, I'm not complaining. I just think it sucks because it just shows how important market timing is, man. Not every project is the heist, and not everybody can, garner attention as some of the bigger projects out there. So like releasing, I remember when GCon was first talking about it, we seen a run up to I think like 8 to 12 in GCon. And that was depending on which rarity you had and stuff too. So I think it went higher than that. But it just shows like maybe if GCon would have held off a little bit longer, like maybe they would have been able to, garner a little bit more attention. We would have seen some more upward floor price movement. But in my opinion, it's probably just going to bleed out of here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I would probably assume so as well. I wish him the best. I love Corrupt. Yeah. I got to talk to him and everything like that. Not only on the show, but we had a call like a couple of weekends ago and just talking about projects and life and everything in between. Good dude. I think that team over there just building in this market is so not fun. It's unless you have a game or something to pass the time or something. Brutal, it is brutal. So props to them. I will always back people trying something in this market. I thought the reveal experience was really cool. I wish I got better ones. I still like mine, but I wish I got better ones. Like I paid a lot for my legendary. It didn't even turn out to be a legendary. It was
really?
Yeah. It was like a purple or something like that, or maybe a blue. I don't know.
Then why do they have different tiers?
That was the one thing I was very confused with, where I was like, I mean, I guess you want to play the upside game too for somebody who just has a little bit, but also like, bro, I paid a good bit for that, that legendary. So, and he's probably worth like 20 SOL less than what I paid for it.
Yeah, dude. That's
so I would say that's the yeah. I mean, it's whatever. At the same time, like, I can take the hit. I just hope the rest of the community understands a little bit too. But guys, I ran out of things to talk about. Do we have any alpha right now? I'm just looking at SPLs and actual underlying crypto. Not really buying anything.
Yeah, dude, I'm not touching NFTs. I'm still not touching NFTs right now. It's just brutal out there, man. I have my one Tensorian just so I can have access to whatever's coming. But right now, I think the play is Nana. I'm definitely going to pick up some Nana and just sit on that because I think that'll run. Like, especially seeing you guys haven't announced anything. Yeah, I think that's the best move right now. But otherwise, I'm just chilling, dog. I'm not touching NFTs until I see better market sentiment.
Yep. Joe, you got anything for us?
No, sir. No, sir.
That sounds about right. Cool. Awesome. I'd say the only other play I'm looking at is still looking at Sol Casino. Rollbit had a nice bounce back up to basically their all-time highs at 20 cents. I think you just catch a sympathy play with Sol Casino. So SCS is what the token I have my eyes on right now. If Rollbit breaks their all-time highs, which they're closing in on, it's about 21.2 cents. Then I think betting coins again, dude. NFL's starting here soon. We got college football. The first week of college football slate is picking up. We got like actual international soccer or footy, wherever you're from. I know it's football, right? I don't know why we call it soccer either. Believe me, I have the same. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But football is in full swing around the world now too. So we're going into match week 4. it's a no-brainer. This is the best time of year for betting, is like the September to December range. Yeah, just take the coin. Just take the coin. It's so easy. It's right in front of you. So yeah, I did sell out of my SES position at first at a small profit to get into Coco and Nana and set up some liquidity there. I'm looking to switch some liquidity back into SCS. I think that is going to be the play for me. But other than that, I got no alpha for you guys. Stay safe out there. Don't get caught in the chop. Be bullish, but not stupid, according to Joe. And we'll see you on the next episode of RareFUD Radio. We do stream every Tuesday, Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will get better about uploading to podcasts again. Guys, can you guys let me know if you listen to podcasts? Like, do you listen to them? I didn't want to upload the Heist guide because that just doesn't make any sense. You're going to be listening to me ramble for 30 minutes about stuff you need to see the visual on. The last one I should. But if you guys listen to podcasts, let us know in the comments down below. Drop a comment. Be like, yeah, we want the podcast version. Otherwise, not taking the time. You guys can just watch the VOD. We'll do that way. But yeah.
I know one person who listens to the on Spotify. So
there you go. Okay. Well, I might do it for that one person. But other than that, that about does it for us. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of RareFUD Radio. We will see you back here yet again on Thursday. Have a great rest of your day.